All right, guys, welcome back. This is going to be Scalping 101 with gold, part number 2. I had to make 2 videos for this because I couldn't just fit enough of the information in one video for you guys. There's just too much to go over when it comes to this topic. But in video number 1, we started with a key feature. The key feature is talking about how every $5 on gold can pretty much act like a support or resistance. We see a lot of buying and sell pressure happen at these levels. I teach my students this every week in my live classes throughout the days of the week. It's good to keep up with these types of experiences. I show different real experiences inside my live lessons. I'm gonna teach you guys more in this video now, and I'm gonna show you guys examples of this. I've taken screenshots, and I've taken a good amount of screenshots here that should help you guys understand more about what I was talking about in part number 1. This is what I was doing, and this is what I understand about gold to achieve those results where I flipped the 2 accounts and made $8,000 in 1 week from what I would say a small balance. It was a good result, and I was scalping the market, taking frequent small positions. It might look like I'm taking small trades, but remember, I'm trading daily. I'm taking multiple positions daily. So I'm gonna show you guys some of the entries and kind of technique behind this. Here is example number 1. And I have multiple entries, and that might confuse some people, and I explain why in a video called multiple entry points or scaling into your trades with gold. There's a video, you can check that out. We dropped it down below. Now, if you simply look at this chart here, you can see I have a point marked at 26.55 on gold. You can see I put a horizontal line there, flat. Where are my entries? They're coming below that. You might think like, oh, why didn't you enter at 26.55? Well, I was waiting for the market to actually give me some rejection after that. I saw price spiked up to 26.55, and then I started entering after there was rejection, anticipating a movement down in price. Here's another example, and this is on a 15-minute chart, and it's also at 26.55 because price came literally back to the same price again. I was scaling into this as price was going up. You can see I have like 26.55, 26.56, and then a little bit higher above 26.56. I do that because I don't like to put one standard lot or 2 standard lots or half a standard lot at one single entry price. I like to scale in and try to get higher entry points and then keep my stop loss typically at the same level. Now, if you look at the move, pretty solid move here, right? When we look at it, you can see how the market reacts. So this is just giving you reference to what I was talking about before. I've practiced this a lot. Here's another good setup. This is 26.45 on gold. Now, I wasn't fully in 26.45. You can see here I'm in at 26.44, 26.44.5, 44.9, and then 26.45.35. So I have different entry points, but I'm entering around that whole number because when you pretty much look at the chart a little bit here as well, you'll see like price can go through these points. Like it doesn't just quickly react right away. I'm kind of scalping into these bigger moves, getting in and out and trying to hold some trades longer. If you look like here, for instance, the market goes through and then it comes back. So I'll be entering around these prices when the market's coming towards them or even going underneath them. When you get to the level I'm at, you'll really understand this, especially when you put a lot of time on the charts. So if you look, it doesn't just respect price fully. Like there's a closing time or typically like closing candles, AKA rejection candlesticks. We've talked about rejection candlesticks here on the channel. This was a pretty good setup. This is probably a setup that gave most of the profit because you could see like 0.25, 0.25, 0.25, 0.3. There's some 0.1s there loading up, but that right there is around 26.45. So another $5 level. Oh, right there we have literally a screenshot of it. So some of the entries there, I like to put multiple entries. You can see 26.45, 26.44, 26.45, 26.44 at and around price. Here's another example of a scalping setup on, again, it's very similar to some of the ones you guys might have already seen, but you can see it looks like things are scattered. It looks pretty crazy, but look at where price is. It's at 26.19. Look where my entries are. So what am I looking at here? I'm looking at 26.25, right? in 1 hour, you can see the market has this big candle that drops after there's this spike up. So that wick indicates buyers were in control, but sellers took over quickly. This happens at that 26 to 25 level. Price pushes above, forming a wick, but then we close underneath. So I love seeing price action like this. You'll see smaller trades because I understand I'm taking a lot of trades and I'm scalping in gold. If you understand the way gold moves in a day, one thing to understand is gold moves different than a currency pair. So that's one thing we should talk about when it comes to scalping 101, gold versus currency pairs. Gold moves a lot more in terms of your regular pips, right? Every $5, most traders like to calculate as 50 pips. So every $10 in price movement could be looked at as pretty much like 100 pips, or every dollar on gold could be looked at as 10 pips basically in its movement, which when you look at the price of gold, that's not a lot. So these moves, $5 to $5, $5, $5, it has a lot of these price fluctuations back and forth. Here's another example of 2615. You could see a lot of them I have like the lines marked, not every single one. Like this one I have 2655 marked. This one I have 2655 marked still. Even this one here, like you'll see on my charts, I have a lot of red lines marked. That's what I like to do. I like to mark where I see support and resistance around these whole numbers. This one I don't have any line marked, but I knew where price was. I was probably looking at trading view. But look at this one. What do I have here? A little line marked, right? 2615. Perfect entry. The market was giving me a break and retest here. 2615, quick entry, held that trade, and then we have another one at the same price. Isn't that interesting? That's pretty cool. The next example is a sell. So I got a buy at 2615 on October 10th. That was like the last trading daily account on one of them because I withdrew on October 10th. And this one is on October 9th. So the day before, 2615, same price. That's interesting. When you look at that, I'm taking a sell on October 9th at 2615. When you look at the market, it's kind of like a break and retest. What's the key point here? It's understanding price. I think if you put enough time into the charts and you study price daily, you'll be able to adapt to it kind of like I am. It's kind of a supernatural skill that you can pick up your phone and be like, well, there's a setup here. It takes time to get into that, but it's there. And I think the key is putting hours daily into the chart. Look at this example. This one, I took a screenshot to kind of get like an example to show people like in the moment how it looked. Like literally in the moment, I'm looking at 2620 rejection candle. The market spiked up really quickly. I'm starting to enter after I see that rejection candle. The next candle, well, I'm adding more entries actually because I'm more confirmed that this candle is going to push down. Next candle starts to push, and I think that was it. Here's another example that's actually pretty similar. We have the market pushing up. What is this price? 2620. It's around 2620. Rejection candlestick. You can see 2620 is a little bit lower. So it's like understanding these moves can happen at or around price. Like I kind of showed you guys on the charts. Like here, if you're looking at this like, oh my gosh, price is breaking through, it's going to keep going down. You might be mistaken a lot of the times. A lot of traders will look at price like that. So when I look at this a lot, I understand price could go above a lot of these numbers, but still hold and make that bigger but quicker move because it's gold. So if you look here, this is an example of a rejection candlestick. Last example we'll go over in this video of catching these scalping entries. So here's actually just two more quick examples for you guys on this. You can see one good one here at 2650. 2650, nice prime number. Market's rejecting that and we get a big sell down. So when it comes to whole numbers, guys, like literally you might be like, why did you enter the market here? Why did you take these buys here? Where are you buying? I want you to zoom in a little bit. There's no red line there, but maybe we can put one. If you zoom in a little bit here, you got 2634, 2636. What's in the middle there? What's in the middle of that price right there? 2635, a $5 level. That's the importance of all these entries. Everything in this video that I wanted you to collect was maybe some mindset, but just understand the importance of the $5 levels when it comes to gold. That's what we talked about in our first video. First video, we just talked about the $5 levels. There's a lot of other things we could talk about when it comes to scalping with gold. If you guys have any questions, drop a comment down below on this video. If you guys enjoyed this, be sure to leave a thumbs up. Go watch part 1 if you guys have not seen it already, and I'll see you guys on the